up in this bitch doing what I do. Here to set the shit straight, let me take a few minutes of your time, unwind, relax. Break down the weed, roll up the back. Back-to-back shows on the G-Lew show. Every Sunday night where all the OGs go. Now you know.
Hey, it's me, Dee, chilling with G-Lew every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. My favorite show. Make sure you catch me and the wonderful Queen Jean every Saturday on YouTube Live with Conversations in the Hookah Lounge. Catch me on Instagram at Dee_Hairspin, where you'll catch all my wonderful posts. Have fun, enjoy your day, and chill always with G-Lew Productions.
Something that you told me.
It's party time. Oh, it's party time. Having a party. Come on.
Yeah.
Ha.
Trey Lee,
Come
nigga.
on.
By storm.
By storm.
Ain't no mystery.
By storm.
RNF to death.
By storm.
Reapers, one step beyond.
RNF, no doubt.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Come on.
Check it out. Check it out.
And everywhere that my crew goes, and every hole that my crew knows, and every show that my crew blows, you know we get down.
Hey, this is how we get down with no question. Trees in the VIP section. Big Sun sipping on French connections. Dashing, decking the latest fashions. Flashing, niggas spending tax-free cash. 10G stash. Some leaving the club scene smashed. Ass in abundance. Run with a sit tight. Click with Mike, get in your shit like. So better make sure your shit's tight. When I bomb, shit is worldwide like .com. Yo, the rock swarm. Get up in that ass like Thorn Strong Arm in the place that alarm and race. Got a flip and it's all it takes for me to flip, won't slip. Try to fun on to get your front chip. Run the chicks home and plus whips. Get a duck stick. Let it be known we got it sewn and don't quit.
And every hole that my crew knows, like Tanya, Michelle, and Nikki. And every show that my crew blows, like the Apollo or BCC. Everywhere that my crew goes, like Philly, New York, check it out, no doubt.
Yeah, this is how we get down with no question. Run up in a chicken's midsection. Move I rock on from marathons to quick sessions. Menage a trois, killing your whole crew with at least 16 bars like I'm C's supposed to. A real MC, take you to school like D. I'm cool like G. In rap, I use the mic to rule like a pharaoh. Tip them like apparel. Ha, you know we get down. Bad to the bone like barrel. Chicks, crack your womb. Trey gets prey from the plastic grand spoon. Lily's in here, been here, lyrics they win here. Why did you go there? I swear, RNF heads, things like that. We breaking your team up like a salary cap. And it don't stop. Feel like it's cream like Shaq. 17 mil annual, flammable. Come on.
Every hole that my crew knows, like Tasha, you better face it. And every show that my crew goes, like the Palladium or MTV.
Don't stop.
Everywhere that my crew goes, like Atlanta, LA, or Jersey. You know we get down. You know we get down.
Oh, party time.
Come on.
Oh, it's party time. Having a party. Come on. Party time. Oh, it's party time. Party.
So, with no question, hey, lyrics get extant. Stone destined to leave y'all niggas jonesing. A threat when in the zone, get protection. Do the best in my profession. When I ride loops like a stretch bitch, heads get late. D-Dot, leave the cone top, just in case. Tracey, Levi, stun chosen. When we got this party, this life is frozen. Oh, time to close in on those who be dozing. Not trying to hear it without wine and spirit. Shows continue to blow the venue with flows that sicker than influenza. Run with a squad that injured pretenders. I'm pulling your cards, so surrender. Bombard your agenda. At last, RNF staff with more pitch slaughtering. So we be the new world ordering.
Everywhere that my crew goes, every hole that my crew goes, and every show that my crew goes, you know we get down. And everywhere that my crew goes, and every hole that my crew goes,
Okay, welcome to the G-Lew Show. Flashback Fridays, man. I'm very sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We had some technical difficulties here starting things off, so my apologies. But we are here. You heard my boy right there, Tracey Lee. He got him live in the building tonight. Once again, this is the G-Lew Show, Flashback Friday, sponsored by BTP Media Group. I am G-Lew, your host with the most. I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Miss Queen Jean. Queen Jean, good evening.
Good evening, G-Lew. How you doing?
Hey, I'm over here trying to deal with a few issues. I'm sorry about the delay in the beginning of the show. Sorry about that. We had some difficulties, but we're here now. We're here. Glad to have you with me, Queen, on my side as always. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you as well. Excited about the show.
Yes. We got a very special guest tonight, the legendary Tracey Lee from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, graduate of Howard University, scholar. You know what I mean? Not only on the mic, but in the books as well. He's been doing his thing for many, many moons, many years. He's what they call an OG in the rap game. He's done it with the best of them, collaborated with Biggie Smalls, you know what I mean? The late, great Biggie Smalls. So many people, man. He's done it on all major levels, platforms, and still here doing it, man, and just here to educate as well. You know what I mean? He has an incredible story. He's been through the ropes. You know what I mean? He has some ups, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. You know what I mean? Some things I want to learn from him as well. Some things maybe he could teach us as well. So without any further ado, I guess we'll bring our special guest onto the show. Queen, why don't you go ahead and bring our guest in? He's waiting in the green room. I know he's been waiting a minute.
Yes. Let's give a warm welcome to the legendary Tracey Lee out of Philly, hip-hop artist, entertainment lawyer, and an author. Welcome to the show, sir. How you doing?
Well, G-Lew, was good, man. Good to be here. Just just so we can chop it up a little bit, you know what I mean? But I appreciate everything, definitely.
Yes, sir. My apologies. I want to, like I said again, my apologies for the delay on the show. We had some technical difficulties, sir. So sorry about that delay. You know what I mean? You know how it goes, live show. Yep. Right. But I want to thank you, man, for joining us, and that's my co-host right there, Miss Queen Jean, as well, man. So say hello to her as well, if you would.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we chopped it up earlier. We were, just basically getting ready for the show. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We did.
Okay. Good deal. So what's going on with you, my brother? How you doing tonight?
All is well, man. Just put the kids to bed, I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't hear any footsteps up there. So, we're kind of taking it easy. And then, you know what I mean, getting ready for the holidays, at least, some sort of normalcy, if you will, considering the time. But yeah, man, just thankful and grateful and blessed and, really empathize and sympathize with, a lot of the families out here that's going through some things, man. But, I count my blessings every day, man.
Right. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing to have blessings, man, to be thankful for, just like you just said, a family, man, kids, and you know what
Indeed.
I mean? So many things of that nature we take for granted, you know what I mean? Besides the stuff we're talking about, music and all that, the things that really matter, like family and these things,
That's
especially
right.
in these times we're in right now, So salute to you, man, and blessings to you for all that you do, bro. I know that you're, besides the music, just a lot of people don't know a lot of the great things you do, man, and that's why I'm just glad to have you on here tonight so we could talk about some of those things, man. We can give you your flowers, you know what I mean? We're losing, man. I'm going to say this, too. Yeah, you're welcome. We're losing a lot of good people, man, recently, not only just COVID, but just period, man. Life has been building us a lot, really, in this 2020. I want to say rest in peace to the brother Tiny Lister, a.k.a. Big Debo, man. Lost him, and just so many, man, we're losing, daily, man. So definitely, man, we just want to give people their flowers out of here. Yeah.
Different times,
yeah,
brother.
Man. Yeah. I got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna let Queen Jean kick it off because I know you guys converse a little bit, so I'm gonna let her get hers in to start the show off before I come in with my questions, man, because I got a lot for you I want to talk about. But I'm gonna let Queen Jean kick it off tonight. Ladies first.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, G-Lew. Tracey, can you just give the audience a little background about how you started and about going to Howard University and then later on going out into the music industry and then coming back to school to get your doctorate in law, going to school for law? Can you just give the audience a little bit of your journey with that, please?
Oh, absolutely. Well, like as already been mentioned, I grew up in Philadelphia. I went to a boarding school in Philadelphia, school called Girard College in the middle of North Philly. It was a prep school, but it was for like single parent homes. You know what I'm saying? So it gave us a little bit of cats in the hood, a little bit of hope, if you will. It was originally a school for like orphan white boys until the civil rights movement, and then they started letting us in, and so now the school is like 99% black. But the unique thing about the school is that it offered a free education, and it offered us some stability. So, if you can imagine, like back in the 80s, this school that has this big giant wall in the middle of North Philly. Like, if you ever been to Philly, North Philly is just like, I don't know where you guys are located, but, that's the hood. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't realize, like, until later, or they were telling us that the wall wasn't to keep us from leaving, it was to keep people from coming in. But it provided a stability for young black males, you know what I'm saying, like myself, to want more, you know what I'm saying, to want, education and things like that. And so from there, I went to Howard University, where, really definitely from a social aspect, that's where, things began with regards to my route or bridge into the music business, because I went to school during like, I would have to say it was like the Renaissance period. Like, I went to school with Puff. I went to school with, Derek D. Angeletti. I went to school with Mark Pitts, who ran the label, who also managed Big, and now, the cat that's president of Black Music up at RCA and responsible for, the likes of Chris Brown and, the guiding Usher's career and all these other artists, J. Cole and things like that. I went to school with Marlon Wayans. I went to school with, Anthony Anderson. I went to school with Taraji Henson. I went to school with, it's just a plethora of people, man. You know what I'm saying? That Ananda Lewis. It was just, everybody was there at Shy, the group Shy, If I Ever Fall in Love. All of us were there at the time. You know what I'm saying? And it was just something in the air. We all had an entrepreneurial spirit. We all had, just this drive to be something. You know what I mean? And so these are, relationships that you develop throughout the years. And so because of my contact, and really it was D-Dot that, that I still to this day look up to as a mentor. And for those that don't know who Derek D. Angeletti is, he is, one of the premier producers who were a part of the Hitmen. He produced a little record called The Benjamins. You know what I'm saying? He produced a little record called Hypnotized. He produced, you know what I'm saying, Where I'm From for Jay-Z. He produced Feel So Good. He produced, the list goes on and on and on. So he's the one that is, like I said, still a mentor to me right now. But before he started producing, he was an MC. And so, I saw him one day up on the yard at Howard, and this was at a time where I was like, you know what, I don't know if I want to rhyme anymore, because I had been trying to get deals when I was in Philly in high school and all the other stuff, shopping demos and all that. So I was like, when I go to college, I'm going to, cut it out, become a sports broadcaster and all that. But I caught the bug again when I saw this cat rhyming in front of this building called the Blackburn. It was like, oh, he was killing it. So it was just like, it revitalized my, when you hip hop, it never leaves you. So I don't care how much you want to put it down. You know what I'm saying? If you are the culture, you are the culture, and you will be the culture until you die. So it's like he just revitalized my whole thirst and hunger for it, and from that day forward, I never looked back. So, he knew I got busy, and once Mark, who was an understudy of Puff, got his situation, after he had, learned some things from Puff at Bad Boy and was Big's manager, and then he got a situation up at Universal at By Storm. He started a company called By Storm. I was the first artist that he signed, via D-Dot. And I would like to say that Big was a little responsible for that because my demos that I would send to Mark, he would be listening to him when Big was in the car. And Big, gave me the stamp. So, that's how you go from Howard to being signed to Universal, and then, By Storm Universal, and then, eventually being dropped off of the label. And then because of that whole ordeal, it sparked something in me to want to not only learn this business for myself, but to learn it for others. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be that guide and that conduit with regards to the business of music, and not just, wanting to be the best artist you can be, because, there's too many stories out here that tells us if you're not business savvy, the sharks will eat you up. So you have to, regardless of how you feel about it, you have to know and understand the music business. So that's when I decided to go to Southern University Law Center in 2003, got my JD in 2006, and then passed the bar in 2007, and been a licensed attorney for the last 13 years, along with still being an MC. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and being an entertainment attorney, as you are, I know I had read that you had a publishing deal that went real south.
Yeah.
Is that what inspired you as well to go into the entertainment law, to be a lawyer for the entertainment because of that? Because that was janky right there. That was whew.
Absolutely. But the thing is, man, it's, and as I get older, I become more accountable for the things that happen, right? So,
right.
Of course, it was, from a moral perspective, and it was just foul. Like, okay, cool, just honor what was originally on the contract. You know what I'm saying? But because of my negligence, you know what I'm saying, I misplaced in my shuffle, and that was all my fault. Moving from D.C. to New York, I lost the contract. But, I was like, okay, well, cool. It ain't cool, but at least I can get it from my lawyer. Well, my lawyer was nowhere to be found after he got his cut from the deal. So it's like, now, okay, I got another avenue. I could just request it back from the company. And so when I got it back from the company, then that's when, I know my eyes wasn't deceiving. I thought my eyes were deceiving me. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I signed that, 50% from decided to give them 50% of my publishing, but I was supposed to get $10,000 in exchange or in return, and instead, because I requested the contract from them, when I get the paperwork back, instead of $10,000, it said for $1. And so it was like, oh wow, you know what I mean?
But look how God turned it around.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. And God always does. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
As God always does. That's why I don't even get into, debates with people about, the whole, you believe in this, this I guess this God that comes out of the sky. Like, nah. See, you read too many fictional books.
You got to have that spiritual being in you.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I recall you speaking of the $7 being down to your last $7 and putting that in the church plate, where some people would not have even done that. Right. But because of the spiritual side of you, and that's what I was talking about when I said, and look what God did, how God just, oh man, just, woo. I get chills even talking about it.
Man, it's real. It's real. It's like, you and really it's not the $7. It's the symbolism of it. It's the turn over, like turning your worries and fears and frustrations and all of that, just turning it over and letting somebody let the spirit handle it. You know what I'm saying? Let the being handle it. And because it's too much to bear. It's too much to bear. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes. Okay. Well, let's get back to the music part of your journey. You collaborated with Faith Evans,
Yes.
and as you said, Notorious Big. Rest in love to him with the song "Keep Your Hand," where a lot of people don't probably even know who you were or had any idea of that.
Right.
Speaking of that, let's talk about the experience at the D&D studio when.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, tell the audience about that because I thought that was real. That's something that we don't know anything about Biggie Smalls. Like most people would think pen and paper, but I'll let you tell how that happened.
Oh yeah. Well. First of all, before we even get to that, when I first walk in the studio, I see Big, but then I also see Jay. Jay-Z's in the same building, working on another record called "The Streets Is Watching," and so that was the first time I had met him. You know what I'm saying? And so, him and Big was chopping it up for 1 second, and then he broke out. And so now it's just me and Big, and we in there and a couple cats of my crew was in there with us. And so we just in there, drinking, a little bit of Hennessy, a little bit of medicinals in the air. We just chopping it up. And, he's cracking jokes and all this other stuff. But every once in a while, in the middle of the conversation, I see him just kind of black out. And he'll sit in the corner, just black, just in his zone. You know what I mean? Now, meanwhile, the track is playing in the background. So, I got my pen and my pad, and he just sitting there. And but all the while he's giving me all kind of jewels about the game because he had already been in the game like 5 years prior to me getting signed. So, he's seen a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I'm just impressed by the way that he's thinking outside of the emceeing, outside of making records. He already had a vision and a plan of where he wanted to go, once he had fulfilled his agreement, you know what I'm saying? But in the middle of all that, he would just dip back out in the same spot and just see him zone out. And I'm wondering, what is he doing? You know what I'm saying? So then all of a sudden, 8 hours later, he goes, all right, Trey, I'm ready. I said, ready for what? I'm ready to get in the booth. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wait a minute, where's your pen and your pad? He was like, nah, I can't do it like that. It confuses me. And I never understood what he meant by that. And so after he goes and spits these incredible verses, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like a freestyle off the top. He had actually written the rhymes in his head. And I tell people this all the time. To me, Big is the most efficient MC that ever lived. Meaning, in two ways. Some people consider him to be the greatest or one of the greatest off of 2 albums. You know how efficient you got to be considered to be one of the greatest of all time and only made 2 albums? That's efficient. The other way is that he is the most efficient. He's most efficient in his word usage. He says more with less, meaning he finds the right words to fit syllable structure wise and his bounce. And every song that he does, he says more with one word that a lot of MCs have to use 3 and 4 words to sing. You know what I'm saying? And so, and going back to the way he writes his rhymes, I can see why. Because less is more. Simplicity, but still intricate at the same time. And so when you write like that, or you have that kind of vocabulary, or you have that kind of bounce, it doesn't serve a purpose for you to write it down on a piece of paper, because that's the middleman. He's simply transferring what he wrote in his brain straight to the microphone, which allows him to give the kind of inflections he wants to give, to give the kind of personality he wants to add to the rhyme, as opposed to sitting up there, rhyming on the mic with a piece of paper, trying to read off of there, and they still give it the vibe that you want on a microphone. So he just eliminated the paper and just went straight from the brain to the mic. You know what I'm saying? But it was thought out, you know what I mean? And so I, later on, I wrote an album in 2019 called Expect the Unexpected with my brother O'Jiz, who also my latest joint. And that entire album I didn't write anything. And so I had kind of adopted between what I saw a big dude in law school, where you got to remember so much volume. My brain was actually in training to be able to do that same thing, and I understood exactly where he was coming from at that moment. But 23 years ago, I was like, yo, this is he's a genius. You know what I'm saying? But he is a genius. But it's like, yo, it was just incredible to see the process. You know what I mean?
Yes. That's dope right there. Yeah, when I was listening to you talking about it, I was like, wow, because you was wondering, he's sitting up there and he said, I'm ready to go in the studio, and you was like, ready to go in the studio. I haven't seen you write anything down.
Right.
But he went in there and just blew it off and just went out in there and just did his thing. So I know you probably was looking like, well, damn, So that's good that was a jewel that you picked up from him. Also, your hit song, the theme, Party Time, it made the Billboard's top 100 for 37 weeks. Where were you when that song came out? Were you somewhere when it came on the air? What was you doing? Did someone have to call you and say they heard it?
I think, okay, so I always get it confused. I thought I was in the car going down. I know it was so it was two times that I heard it that I was like, oh wow, we here. First time I heard it, I was in New York because I was that's where I was based at while I was working on the album, and I had a trainer that I was working with, and so in the middle of the training, she would have the radio on Hot 97, and they had this thing called Battle of the Beats, and so I didn't think nothing of it. I know we cut the record, and I know the label was servicing the record to the DJs and all that other stuff. But when I heard it on Hot 97's Battle of the Beats in the middle of my training, I was like, oh, is that? I was like, because it was kind of in the background. I was like, yo, that sounds familiar. That sounds like my John, but you know what I mean? And so I asked, I said, turn it up a little bit. And I was like, oh, we on Battle of the Beats. And that was a big deal back then. So I think I won like 3 nights in a row or something like that. Like I was beating the likes of Mobb Deep and, you know what I'm saying, all these other cats is, prominent in the game. And then the second time I heard it, and I was like, oh, yeah, it was in Philly. And, I was waiting for Philly to jump on the record, and I think it was around Thanksgiving. It was before we actually – this is, during mix show. So it was before it actually was officially the single. People just – once they got it, they started burning it. So in Philly, we going – I think we're leaving Philly to drive to – I want to either say South Carolina or Atlanta, and before we got out of the range of the tower, it's on Power 99. I'm like, oh, they playing it up here. Yeah, it's over. So this is like at the end of 96. So that, but I never thought that it would be that, like at that time, I couldn't fathom 37 weeks. It really, right. The whole in 97, man, I was on the road, you know what I'm saying? So, it's a blessing. And I'm still, to this day, and that's another blessing. It's 24 years later, since the first time it was played on the radio, and I still do shows off of that song. Like, there are a lot of people that wish they were that fortunate, like, that can still get a check. And people want to see you perform that song. Like, some people may say, you're a one-hit wonder. I'll take that one hit every day of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rob
on the
Bass,
billboards for 37 weeks.
What? Listen, Rob Bass still eats off It Takes Two to this day. You know what I'm saying? And that came out in 87, 88. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, I was in Germany when that came out. That was a hit over in Germany.
Wow.
It Takes Two. Yeah, that was a hit.
Of course.
I was over living in Germany when that song hit the charts. Also, you was working for Aaron's Furniture Store, and you were in there, and the song came on the TV.
well, no, I was delivering furniture to a customer, and it was cat that was sitting in the living room, and they was, they was huffing a little bit. And so I was, I walked in there, delivered the joint, and Party Time came on. It was on BT, and they looked at the TV, and they looked at me. They looked back at the TV, looked at me. It's like, wait a minute, what are you doing in here? So I was like, yo, I probably borrowed a couple minutes on the clock, you know what I'm saying? But I sat there, we rolled up one, and then, I was just explaining to them what the deal was. And they was like, yo, you are the realest dude I know. Like, how you just sitting in here, you know what I mean, smoking with us and delivering furniture. We looking at your video right there. So, but that's just who I am, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I never let them cats that, when we were signed and all that, I didn't have bodyguards. I didn't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't play the role and fit the mold of what, I guess what most artists, it wasn't, I had my crew, but, a lot of times it wouldn't be all of us out there like that. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be, maybe a couple of us or me by myself going to the store. But I think that kind of stuff attracts certain things. And I wasn't with all that.
Yeah, that's not you. Kobe Bryant, rest in love to Kobe Bryant as well. You worked with him musically?
No. It was a company that he had hired that that really was putting something in place for All-Star Weekend. I want to say that was 2009. No, 2007. I think 2007. So there was a company that I was working with that was, basically putting the deal in place for them. And so I did the agreements for that particular venture.
Okay.
And so, so that's how that happened.
Because I know he did have a song out before. Didn't he have a rap song out at one time?
Yeah. I think that, yep. I think it was around the time it was out, you know what I'm saying? So him and Allen Iverson took a stab at it, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's why I thought that maybe you worked with him. So where did you get your inspiration from as far as music? How did you even get into this field? Was anyone in your family musically inclined, or?
I started off, man, as most musicians. This is before before I even knew anything. Before I knew that I was hip hop. We started off in the church. So I always choir director. You know what I mean? Like I was 3 years old and on the pew. You know what I mean? Like, and then one time I think the director brought me up to the front to actually, you know what I'm saying, direct the choir with him. But then that parlayed into, I'm always and always will be and always has been having an affinity for rhythm, for drums. So, my grandma and my mom got me a drum set maybe about 3-4 years old. And so I started playing in the church around 3-4 years old. You know what I'm saying? And so that parlayed into me playing the saxophone in school as a youngin' in the band. And, my love for music, it spans back then. You know what I'm saying? It goes back then. And so, but I think as far as me being an MC, I probably fell in love with it, when most cats first heard it outside of New York City. And that's when, we heard Rapper's Delight on the radio. You know what I'm saying? It was like, what is this? What is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, where is it? What is this? And so I was immediately attracted to, hip hop music from that point on, but I think the MCs that influenced me the most, were cats that were wordsmiths, cats that, had an extensive vocabulary, cats that, said something and said it with feeling and meaning. So, the first time I heard Melly Mel, you know what I'm saying, with the message, don't push me because I'm close to the edge, like that was the first time I had heard something other than throw your hands in the air and hip the hop to the hip it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, telling me something, you know what I mean? And then from there, it was a cat by the name of Tila Rock, because of the extensive vocabulary, commentating, illustrating, description giving, adjective expert, I'm like, whoa, where these words coming from? And it sound right, you know what I'm saying? Plus the beat was crazy. And then it was the energy of LL, you know what I mean? Like he gave me the words, but then he was dynamic. He was the first rap superstar. Like Curtis Blow was the first solo cat that was successful, but LL is really the standard for, you know, the solo artists of today, from the Nas's to the J's to the Bigs to the Eminems, blah, blah, blah. LL was the first of its kind. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, those are the three that kind of, you know, and then along the way, here comes Chuck D and Rakim and KRS, and they ushered in a whole nother wave of MC, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Kool Moe D and Grandmaster Caz too. But these are the guys that, you know, in Cool G Rap, these are the people that, you know, molded and shaped Trey Lee, like, to the MC that I am right now. Because I probably, one way or another, through my, you know, a career or attempt to having a career as an MC, I probably emulated all of them at one time or another. All of them. Until, you know, Trey Lee came out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. Wow. Also, I wanted to just speak, I'm going to give it over to G-Lew after this, about Glory. What inspired that whole album, Glory? Because it's not one favorite song that I listen to today. It's actually every song on there. Yes.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the listen. Glory was inspired by the times, man. Glory was inspired by the lockdown. Glory was inspired, you know, because, and the thing about it was that, you know, I had already planned on making an album, and I think when you listen to the album, you probably, you know, will understand the shift that I made. You know, we sequenced the music, you know, in order. We sequenced it before I wrote a word. And so once we sequenced it, I wrote every track in the order that you hear it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I wrote Dominion and then wrote Sheesh and then wrote the love song. Nah, I wrote Dominion, then I wrote Glory, then I wrote the Old Me and Purge and Thanos and so forth and so on, because it was the way the time had went. And I wrote it in 2 months. You know what I'm saying? I had never written something that quick before. You know what I'm saying? So I started on the 13th and I stopped on Memorial Weekend. You know what I'm saying? And so basically I was just documenting the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at CNN, you know, I'm on the phone, you know, with a lot of cats that's, you know what I mean, like struggling, you know, because we can't go nowhere. You know, your whole life has been altered. You know what I'm saying? You got to make you know, some decisions now, drastic changes. You got to figure out financially what you got to do. So, you know, I'm really just documenting. I'm looking at myself and my situation. You know what I mean? And I'm just documenting it all. And so this is what you get, the Glory. And I stopped the Memorial Weekend because that was the weekend that George Floyd got murdered. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The last record that I wrote was Sheesh, which, you know, basically documents that, but it was the first record that I had put out because we needed, especially in hip hop, we always, or should be, and has always have been the voice of, you know, the times, have always expressed themselves, you know, and express to the people what is going on, you know what I'm saying, in real time. We are the street reporters. So I felt like I had to put that record out right now, you know what I'm saying, while everybody is in a rage and everybody is, you know what I mean, like I had to put that record out right then and there, you know what I'm saying, to give people, you know, and express. And this was back in, you know, in May, again, in June, probably about, because it was Memorial Weekend I wrote it, we probably put it out like top of June, and I released this album on my website July 31st, but I didn't bring it to streaming platforms until, you know, 2 weeks ago, November 27th. Just because just to give this record, because I think this album is special, and so it's not one of them things that I wanted to just put out there and then people off of it like 2 weeks later, because this is the way we listen to music nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like I didn't want this album to be like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why everything is a slow roll. We give it to our main audience in the summer. Then we, after we get that going, then we give it to the masses, in November. Then here comes the manuscript, which is the book portion of the album, which gives you everything written down, along with journal entries of where my mind was when I wrote each song. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Along with photography. So we give you that rollout for Christmas. Then, top of the year, now you're going to see the visuals, the videos, you know what I'm saying? So, this is a full course meal, you know what I'm saying? It's the kind of, album that you put in the oven and you let it bake. You don't put it in a microwave, just so you can really digest this whole album, what it means and how it feels. And I'm just proud of the work, and I appreciate the listen. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I would suggest to everyone who's listening to check it out, to go check it out and even to get the book. Also, I noticed that you have Glory, you have Scripture, and you have Revelations.
Yes. So you know where I'm at with it, man.
Yes.
I'm about to, I'm a street disciple. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
But my thing is, I want it to still be palatable. I want it to still be funky. I want people to still, listen to it and not, intimidated or thinking that it's corny because I use these what's the word I'm looking for? That I use these words that are relatable to, but it is
spiritual, the spiritual part.
Yeah, I'm giving you the gospel. I'm giving you the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
it's needed.
No doubt, absolutely. But you know how people, they'll look at it and perceive it one way. It's like, and don't even give it a chance. Don't even listen to it. It's like, nah, I promise you. I told my man yesterday. I said, I always thank people, for listening, because there's a process. You make the record, right? And then you put it in front of somebody, but they still have to press play in order for them, to get into it. But I tell people,
right.
If you dare to press play, it's a wrap. I put everything on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a money back guarantee. There's no way that you will not enjoy this record. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, because I did. That's why I bought all three of them up, because I definitely did. In Visions, you used the sample of Whitney Houston at the beginning of that. Yeah.
Ooh, you going into crazy.
No. I like the song, and I know what it's representing. You were just speaking the real about something that you went through. So as you stated, it shouldn't be anything personal because you were speaking facts. It was nothing fictional. It was all real. So anybody that hasn't heard that need to check that out as well.
Yeah,
but I do like the sample of it.
Yeah, no, that sample. Shout out to my man Tariq Ali, man. He produced that record, and I swear every time. And I did that record in 2014. Every time I hear that record, I get chills. Like that's joints. That's one of them joints.
Yeah, see, and it even goes with everything else: the Glory, the Scriptures, the Revelations, Visions. They all go hand in hand. But you all have to listen to everything that we're speaking on to understand. It even gives you an insight of the journey of your journey. So, yeah, you have to listen to it. G-Lew. G-Lew.
Yeah, I'm here, Queen.
I'm turning it over to you.
Hey, speaking of okay. Speaking of visions, let me take a quick break right quick and knock him over the head with this one, Tracey Lee. Let's do this right quick and we'll be right back.
Here to perform his debut single, It's Party Time. Say hello to Tracey Lee in the house.
It's party time. Come on. Whoa, it's party time. Check it out. Come on now, check it out.
It took some time for me to see.
I pulls no punches, flows in abundance. Steve Howard alumnus among us. G-Lew built to fight the power like P.E. Raw, doctor of the law. One hell of a story, one hell of a star, but never starstruck. Even when your boy made hits with big and bust. Signed the Mark Pictures affiliated with Puff, but we're mad over here that bread wasn't enough. That advance wasn't enough. Royalties overseas wasn't discussed. Limousines, VIP, nothing but fluff, which made it hard to see that my deal wasn't what's up. But now I see why that first album was rushed, to make sure them first quarter numbers was on the books. Throw it up against the wall, if it's stuck, then that's a plus. But if not, write it off and tell Trey to get the fuck. Yo, I get it, that's business, fair enough. The problem is, Marcus, you left your man in the dark. The problem is, Dotted, I thought we was fans first, and if you can't trust fans, damn, who can you trust? I let it slide casually for months, but couldn't hide from reality. Ask dads are corrupt, guys hide behind fallacies, fronts. Had my eyesight blurred like my allergies. Took a few lumps, but I was guided through it gradually. The business was abrupt, so them open doors shut, cause I knew a little too much. But now in hindsight, that obstacle was a must for me to see the light, so my optical would adjust. And recognize while I was still on the cusp. Close to 500,000 people said many faces was nuts. I pulls no punches, flows in abundance. These southern alumnus among us. G-Lew, built to fight the power like Isley. Raw, doctor of the law. One hell of a story, one hell of a star, but never starstruck. Even when your boy made hits with big and bust. Signed the Mark Pictures affiliated with Puff, but we're mad over here that bread wasn't enough. Struggling while party time was still bubbling. Got 10 cents a record, sold half for my publishing. Hey yo, Matt, where that check at? Matter of fact, hey yo, Wayne, where that check at? I wasn't forced to sign Jack, I confess that. But shorted 10 stacks, and I'm supposed to accept that. Changed the contract after I signed, so I guess that. Now I gotta jump through hoops to get my bread back. No, y'all got it, I'm off that. F that, the game drawn, so just like my old John, X that. 4 years of confusion, for me to take a step back, for me to create my own movement. X-Lax, for me to see it's bigger than the music. Real rap, from Jada Whitney Houston, this shit is a death trap. Bankrupt, coked up, they come to expect that. Use it for amusement, then on to the next act. Well, hopefully my story helps to correct that. No need for L.A. Reid for me to see that I'm the X-Factor. Cause never has a ball been a lawyer with a flow that done gone through what they about to go through. Signing on the dotted jaw with no clue that fine print will rape them. That's why Tracey here to save them, y'all. I pulls no punches, flows in abundance. Gerard alumnus among us. G-Lew, built to fight the power like Spike Lee. Raw, doctor of the law. One hell of a story, one hell of a star, but never starstruck. Even when your boy made hits with big and bust. Signed the Mark Pictures affiliated with Puff, but we're mad over here that bread wasn't enough. That bread wasn't enough. That bread wasn't enough. That bread wasn't enough.
Tracey Lee, y'all. The legendary Tracey Lee, man. Cold right there, man. Classic, like the Queen said. That's a classic right there, man. I had to, since you guys spoke on it, I had to play that, man. I had to.
That song never gets
classic
old.
Right there.
My God, that song never gets old.
Man. What was the process of that, even making that song? Like, what type of zone were you in, bro? Like, it's like, that song, it just sounds real deep. Like, you definitely took it there on that.
It was therapy, man. I tell, especially like now, I think, the physical ramifications are going to be crazy, because of COVID-19. But I think the psychological ramifications are going to be even worse, because I think it's going to span past the time of once, there's some type of discovery on how to, get a grip on this thing. But I say that to say that, we all need, we're human beings, right? So, there's a kind of therapy that you sit down talk to a psychiatrist and, you get some things off your chest, or your therapy is just, a friend of yours that you're able to bounce things off of. But we all need therapy. And so my therapy, just happens to be the gift to write, the gift to spit. And so that right there, that was anger, that was angst, that was closure, that was everything because, between the time I got dropped up until that was 2001 up until 2014, even though I was still making records, even while I was in law school and all that, I never felt like I got closure from that situation. And so that right there was therapy for me. That was my closure. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Well, at least you got the closure from it, and it was the good therapy for you.
No doubt.
Yeah. We never know what form of closure, how we're going to get it, or the therapy part.
Word up.
Good.
Right. Hey, Tracey, I want to ask you this, man. Being that you are just a natural, like you come from, like you said, even from a youngster going to the school, like the school you went to and all of that, education is definitely in you and bred in you. You know what I mean? So with all of these ups and downs with the rap game that you went through, wind up being dropped, publishing, fucked off, and so many different things you went through, you know what I mean, to you going back to law school and all these things, was that something that, I'm sure your parents were happy and wanted you to do that, was that just something naturally that came to you once all of this kind of went left, let me go back to school and do what I need to do, or how did that come about for you to want to take that journey and regroup and go back to school and get your law degree on top of what you already did?
It was a revelation, actually, because after I got dropped, man, I went back to my mom's crib and stayed there for like 3 months, and she was like, nah, you got to get out of here. Everywhere you go, you got to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? So, then I went down and lived with my brother, and then he wound up going to grad school. And so, I'm still down there, trying to make records. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to, because I'm thinking, man, I'm not that far removed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still chasing it. I did some things with Nike, with John Sally, was hosting this thing called Nike Battleground for a couple of summers. And so, that put me back in the spotlight a little bit, but it still wasn't like it was. So it was just like, that, like we talked about earlier, when I went to, church and put that $7 in the plate, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was, again, me letting go, you know what I'm saying? And so when I let go, that's when the revelation came, you know what I mean? And so that's when it dawned on me, like, well, think about what you did. Think about what you went through. Think about how you can help. You know what I'm saying? And so the natural progression was, and think about it. I had been removed from school I graduated in 92 from Howard. So I had been removed from school for a cool 10 years. Like, I wasn't trying to go back to school. Like, nah. But, hey, God got other plans, man. You know the saying. You know what I'm saying? Show God your plans and watch him laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or watch her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know.
Right.
You just don't know. So that's what happened, man. It was a revelation.
Wow. Hey, and let me ask you this too, Tracey. Being that you went, I know you mentioned this cold list earlier. I don't know if it went over people's head or not. But first and foremost, you went to Howard University. That right there says a lot, because so many people, came from Howard University. That's definitely the top of the, when you're talking black colleges and HBCUs, that's definitely at the top, right? So you going to Howard first and foremost. Yeah, I got to give the props. You feel me? I got to give the props up, but that alone says a lot. But on top of that, bro, you went down a cold list of just so many people that you went to school with as well. Kicking it with, starting. Of course, we know Puff went there, and you went there with him, and Shy and all of these. I can't even, man. You went down the list, bro. But how did it feel?
I ain't even mentioned Carl Payne, Cockroach. You know what I'm saying? All of that, man. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, how did it feel though to see? Well, you already seen a lot of them make it. All of those people you named just made it. I don't know what it is about Howard that breeds these people to become successful, not only in the as scholars, you know what I mean, but in different fields. Like all of these people made it in the entertainment field, and actors and music and CEOs and you know, so many different fields. But how did it feel for you to and it may be a catch-22, or because you were also made it as well, but may have thought that you failed for a minute once, you know, you were removed from the music game. But how did it feel to see all of your peers that you went to school with as well become successful as well in the music field? And not only music field, people like Taraji, who you went to school with, but didn't resurface till later, years later, and she became,
right,
you know, what she was, you know, starting with Baby Boy and all this. How did it feel to see all of these things happen and know that you know, you were peers with these people?
Oh man, and shout out to Laz Alonso, Lance Gross, and the late great Chadwick Boseman. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yes.
The late Black Panther, baby. You know what I'm saying? But it's like man. I mean, it was just it. You know what it did? It set the mark. It set the benchmark.
Mm-hmm.
Like and even it goes even before us when you start talking about Debbie Allen and Felicia Hayes, you know, Alan Rashad and you know what I'm saying, Donny Hathaway and Roberta Flack. Like these are all mice. You know what I mean? So that precedence was already set. You know what I'm saying? Like it was Tony. You know what I'm saying? Tony Blackman. Tony Morrison. I'm sorry. The precedent is already set. You know what I'm saying? Thurgood Marshall. It's like, you know, it's in the air. You come to Howard, you expect nothing but greatness. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is, man. It's like, you know, when you're in a room, you want to be in a room with people smarter than you. You know what I'm saying? Because they help to set the benchmark for you. So that's really how I looked at it. Like it's like, damn, I'm in the room and I know everybody, and there's, you know, a little bit of ego, a little bit of competition. It's like, oh yeah, I got to get him, but it's friendly and it's family. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I got to be better than that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that's exactly what it is, man.
That's incredible, man. Just like I said again, just the list of people that you know, you were there with at the time, and not, you know, one more thing about Howard. I mean, not only, like I said, rubbing shoulders with all these people, but tell us about how just that experience is for the people who may not ever be able to witness that or just don't know behind the scenes, just the experience of going to a college like Howard, and not only, you know, all those people there, because of course at that time you didn't know they were going to be famous, and they weren't famous at that time, but just the experience of going to a HBCU like Howard University, as prestigious as it was. What was that experience like for you? You know what I mean? Just away from entertainment, just in a scholastic atmosphere, just being there, experiencing it when you did.
First and foremost, brother, and sister, I was, HBCU was the only choice for me, and the reason why that is because my mother went to Clark, my pops went to Clark, my sister went to Clark. My brother went to Morehouse. My baby sister went to Howard. I mean, it was instilled and embedded in me, you know, before I came out the womb. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just was just the only choice for me. And my mom always told me, like when I was 8, 9 years old, she said it, and it stuck with me until I actually made it. She was like, yo, when you go to school, you go to Howard, it's gonna be the best time of your life. And so I always remember her telling me that, because even with me getting signed, you know what I'm saying, and being on the road and having shows and all this other stuff, and it pales in comparison to my time at Howard. And I caught a little bug of it when I went back to law school, because I went to Southern University Law Center down in Louisiana.
And
so,
Louisiana,
I'm an HBC.
I went to Southern a couple of times for a couple of them classics. It'd be cracking down there,
Yeah. So
yes, sir.
You know what it is? It's the family atmosphere, man. You got friends for life when you go to a HBCU. I don't know if you know.
I know my family. Me personally, my family on my dad's side went to FAMU, so I have a lot of people that went to FAMU, and I got to experience that. I went down there a few times and got to experience that whole experience as well. You know, so I understand, bro.
Yeah, it's a family, man. You never forget. These are memories that last for a lifetime, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I had no choice, and my kids ain't gonna have no choice unless it costs like $500,000 by the time they go. You know what I mean?
Right.
The way prices go up, right?
Word.
Wow. Hey, let me ask you this too. You went back and got your law degree, man. How? I mean, I don't know if you touched on that earlier. I might have missed it, but I don't know what you majored in when you went to Howard. But how was it going to pursue your law degree, and what made you want to do that? Because that's not easy.
That's definitely, in that revelation that I had, like I told you. But I majored in communications because I'm an avid sports fan too. You know what I'm saying? So that's my second love and passion. I had a D2 scholarship for basketball and a D3 scholarship for baseball, and so that really helped me make my decision to I guess not even when I graduated, because I told myself that I didn't get a deal in high school, and if I didn't get to a D1 scholarship, then I'm gonna just go to school and become a sports broadcaster. You know what I'm saying? So that's what put me in a frame of going to the school to see and all that other stuff. And so when I got out of school, it's like I had no intentions on going back. You know what I mean? But again, God got something else planned, and so the business took me right back to school. And I'm gonna tell you, I was 30. How old was I? 33. Yeah, I was 33 years old. So I'm really the old head, because a lot of them kids, they're not kids now, but they was fresh out of undergrad. So a lot of them like 21, 22, no direction. They just going because either their parents wanted them to go to law school. They didn't know what field of law they wanted to study in, but I always knew why I was there. And so they would look at me like, yo, you because you study all facets of the law and get a basic knowledge, working knowledge of family law, corporate law, you know what I'm saying, criminal law, you get it all, right? But I already knew what I was going to do with that law once I left. A lot of them, they was like, I don't know if I want to do corporate law. I don't know if I want to do tax law. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, they looked at me like, I'm the OG to them, and then I got direction. It was like, it's like I found my space. I found my place down there. It's like, and here's the funny thing. I walked in there because, I'm fresh off of making records and from the city and doing what I do. So I still got the braids. I'm wearing the throwback jersey.
Right.
I got the do-rag on. The class, everybody else suited and booted, you know what I'm saying? And they looking at, the professors, all of them looking at me like, yo, what are you doing in here? But they got used to me after.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They got used to me.
Wow.
With your style,
go ahead, Queen. Go ahead. My bad.
Queen?
No, I was just saying you came in there just being you. But I did have one question, and I'm going to let you go back, King. Are you still teaching as a professor for the business of music at Copeland State University? Are you still teaching there, and are you still on the governor board?
Yes, I'm still on the Grammy board. I want to get back into teaching so bad. Like but it was for a good reason. I taught at Coppin State for a semester. I truly enjoyed what I was doing. I enjoyed the kids. But then after that was around the time that my wife was giving birth to my second child, my son. And so, we really needed some help, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, because I was working 2 jobs at the time, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing contracts for the government, and I'm doing, teaching at the school. And so I had to, pull back on the school thing, but I'm desperately trying to get back into that, man. It's like that's the thing that I think, at the end of the day, that, my fulfillment is passing it down, man. I never, ever subscribe to the game is to be sold, not to be told. That's bullshit. That's not how we come up as a people. The game is to be told. You get the game, you give the game. You know what I'm saying? You give the game back, especially to the kids. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I'm gonna pursue. With vigor. You know what I'm saying? To get back into teaching at a university level, man. I truly enjoyed that. So the answer to your question is, no, I'm not teaching right now. That's on the menu. I'm developing a curriculum right now so that I can pitch, to a lot of these universities, you know what I'm saying, a combination of not only the business aspect but also the creative aspect. It's a very unique concept that I haven't seen before. So I'm still, working at that and trying to develop that to hopefully get picked up somewhere. And then, I'm still on the board of governors here for the Recording Academy and the DC chapter.
Okay. Thank you.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you too, bro. Two-part question, and then I want to take a couple phone calls. A couple people waiting. But I want to ask you, going back on the school tip. First, when you pursued your rap career, you made it obviously. But were your parents, your mom, like skeptical? Like, you sit up here and went to Howard and got your degree and went to school, and now you want to be a rapper? I want to ask you, how did they feel about you becoming a rapper at first, but later you made it, so I'm sure they were proud. But and then after that, when you went back to school to pursue your law degree, I don't know what part of law you wanted to practice, but did you ever have aspirations of maybe wanted to get into entertainment law so you can go back and correct some of the things even that you got screwed around in, or help other rappers or entertainment people in that field as well?
Well, I answer your second question first. Yes, that was like I told you, when I got there, when I got to law school, I was the OG and I had direction, and that was the direction. Like, yeah, I'm pursuing this law degree strictly to become an entertainment lawyer, to strictly help people out that's coming up under me and give them the kind of guidance that I didn't get. Strictly. That was it all the way. There's one thing about me, is like, when I get my mind set on something, I'm getting that. Like, I'm specific about what I want to get. You know what I'm saying? So that's the answer to the second question. The first question, my parents, my mom especially, man, she's a great supporter of whatever I want to do. Now, of course, she didn't come up like that, you know what I'm saying? She came up with, you go to school, get the degree, you go get the good job, you know what I'm saying? But she has an uncanny, she's very uncanny with regards to adapting to the times. Like, she's technologically savvy. Like, she loves smartphones, you know what I'm saying? Like, whereas, a lot of people in our generation are intimidated, you know what I'm saying? By the
Right.
stuff. So, she looks at it as, look, you're grown, you ain't asking me for money, do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's legal and above board, you know what I'm saying, you do what you need to do. So, and that's really what it was. She was very supportive, of course there were little instances here and there that she probably was like, well, if you went and got a job, then maybe, being smart and all of that. But for the most part, she was with it, man. She was like, hey, that's your passion, this is your love. Because, and I was talking to somebody yesterday about this. It's and it's almost sad that a lot of people go through life and never, ever have a passion for anything. Never know exactly what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's
they just living. They just living.
They just living. They not living. No, they not living. They're going through the motions.
Well, I mean, just living, not
they're existing.
Purpose, just going through motions, work a job or whatever they do, but don't never really find their real purpose.
Exactly, and that's sad, yo. And that's sad, man. And so she's like, look, you found a passion. This is what you do. This is what God sent you here to do. Do it. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? Like, who am I to tell you, nah, don't do that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she's very...
Shout out to moms, man. Shout out to Mom Dukes.
What up?
Most definitely. Tracey Lee, y'all up in here. Let me go to the phone line, Tracey, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
That part, man. Yeah, that part. I know a lot of people don't have their mothers anymore, man. I'm thankful to have mine. So shout out to the moms out there. Let me take a couple callers, Tracey, if you don't mind, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Let's go.
Okay, let me go to the phone line to my partner. Caller, hello. You're live on the line.
Good evening,
Tracey
sir.
Lee.
Good evening, T. Lee. How you doing, sir?
All is well, brother. How about yourself?
Man, I'm not bad, man. Doing swell as far as I could tell. What I want to say was it's commendable because you just got up, dusted yourself off, reinvented yourself, came back stronger than ever. A lot of people give up, go into depression mode, drop the microphone, kick it in the corner, and never look back. So, I mean, that's admirable. And also you said something that kind of tripped me out, too. I'm still over here laughing about it. The old adage, game is to be sold, not told. So, shit. If you ain't selling it and you telling it, I'm with you. I'm sucking it up like a plunger, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. You come on, man. Just listen. You know, people's egos put the game on sale, man. It's like, you know, you going by that based on what corporations told you to do, what the others told you to do. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to see you give the game to the youngins so that you can, you know what I'm saying, unite and form Voltron. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got that should be our duty to get a game to these youngins, man.
They tend to run off with it and never pay homage, though. I mean, so it is a flip of a coin, but as long as you give it to them and they utilize it, you get some validation and a good feeling by letting them have it. You know, so I believe it in one part of the sense of the word, and I see the other side of the spectrum as well, though. Man, congratulations to you.
No, I appreciate you, and I definitely see it. It's like you gotta have the ability to discern. You know what I'm saying? Like, who you get a game to. Like, if it's useful for somebody that can actually use it and excel, you know what I'm saying, and do the same thing that you do, then yeah. But if it's just some random knucklehead that, you know, no. I mean, because, again, you know, it's like what use will you have by me giving you this game if you're not going to use it the right way? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But everybody's not motivated. You know,
you're right.
A wise man told me once a long time ago, he said, either you're going to be a monkey and swing from the trees, do what monkeys do, or you're going to lay down under the tree with a banana. And I thought that was so deep when I really thought about that. You feel me?
Wow.
That is a deep-ass statement right there.
That is.
Word.
So, and I didn't sell it to y'all. I didn't sell it to y'all.
And that was a freebie. That was a freebie tweet.
That was a freebie.
There you go.
I appreciate you, brother.
You're right.
God bless y'all, man.
God bless.
Thank you, Tweed Cadillac. Love
Peace
you,
and
brother.
love, Tweed.
Yes, Queen. Peace.
All righty, that's Tweed Cadillac. Let me take another caller. Let me go down to San Diego right quick. Caller, hello. You're live on the line with Tracey Lee.
Hey, what's going on, G-Lew? Rev Ali right here, man. Queen Jean, G-Lew, Tracey Lee. What's happening, man? I'm feeling your vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? You mentioned John Sally. You know, man, I said, man, I had to push the one, man. John Sally is a great guy, man. You know, he helps a lot of he helps a lot of projects, got a good heart. And if you see something that he can help other people, man, John Sally, man, will, you know, chip in to try to make it work, man. So that's one of my great brothers, too. I met him out in Reno, California back in, like, 1998. You know what I mean? And, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
man.
I kept running into him over the years, and it was just like the Most High, man. I'm like, well, I keep seeing John Sally. Man, John Sally ended up right in front of my office, man, and got out of the car and then came upstairs because we had, you know, I was promoting records. Been promoting records for years. So me and my brother, Scotty D, we've been putting records out from the east to the west. But yeah, man, you I just want to say this, man. I appreciate everything you're doing, man. I don't know if I ever met you or not. I don't really know, but I know one thing, man. You sound like my late brother, man. Silk Ski, man. He's from the Bronx. You know, I know he's from Brooklyn, I believe. Yeah, he's around Curtis around Curtis Blow a lot, man.
Okay.
You know, in the Wu-Tang Clan. His name is Silk Ski, man. He was a legend, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
You sound just like him, though, man. I said, man, Silk Ski back alive, or something going on, man. You know, but yeah, yo, it's your vibe, man, because I heard you mention the spirit. You know what I mean? And I heard you go down with the Most High. So I said, I definitely, you know what I'm saying? I pushed the one, you know, a few more times. You know what I'm saying? Like 11111. You know.
Listen, brother. Listen, hey, look, I can't walk without the spirit. You dig me? I can't, man. I'm not here without the spirit. You dig? So yeah, all day.
Yeah, I appreciate your wisdom, man, and your music is banging too, man. So that's what it's all about, man. And I'm glad you didn't give up. You know, I heard the story. I'm glad you didn't, you know, stop rhyming and everything, and you did what you could, man, because a lot of times, man, you can make a rhyme back in the day that'll save somebody's life today, man, because the music know where it's supposed to go, you know, and, you know, and music know it's being sold, and that's probably why it's a lot of, you know, bad transactions with that, because really you ain't supposed to sell the music either. You know what I mean? And when you start selling it, here come the game with it, because music is supposed to be played. Yeah, music's supposed to be played. All music's supposed to be played. It don't matter what it sound like, because any song could save a life, man. It was never really meant to be sold like that. You know, music is a vibration. How you gonna sell a vibration and energy? It don't make sense.
That's right. That's right.
Like Tweed said, he didn't sell y'all that. I ain't selling nothing.
Another freebie. We got another freebie.
Hey, but I love y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all. It's Friday night. I don't go to clubs and bars, none of that stuff like I used to in the 80s, man. I'm sitting here looking in my mirror, holding my microphone, looking at myself, talking to y'all, man. You know, so I love you, man. I'm gonna be right here listening. Play one more of them songs, G-Lew. That one that you just played was banging, man. I like it, man. You know, he kind of remind me of my other brother. He kind of remind me of my other brother, Tim Dog. You know, rest in peace too, man. That was my great brother too.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Now, Tim Dog was cold, though. He just got us with that fuck Compton thing, but Tim Dog was cold, though.
But they say F New York too. Rodney O. Joe Cooley said F New York too. They went all after him. Yeah. You know, DJ Quick went after him. You know, Snoop Dogg went after Tim Dog too. So you know, you gotta remember all them people went after him. So he must have been something because they was mentioning Tim Dog.
Right.
You know, but rest in peace, man. He had a good character, man. Tim Dog had a good character, man. Yeah. That's how Rev I know him, because it don't matter what they saying on the radio or in the atmosphere. I just see it for what I see it as once I talk to a brother, because I can, you know, when you in the spirit, you can feel the soul, man. He had a good soul.
Right. Right.
One love, man.
Hey, man, much love.
All right.
To you, brother.
Ali, peace and love, brother. All right.
Peace and love, Ali.
Anybody else out there wants to holler out my Tracey Lee, you can just press that 1, or you can call 914-803-4001. That's the call-in number. Like Ali said, I'm going to play a couple more of these bangers that Tracey Lee has that you may not have heard, or you may have, but I'm going to hit you with it again, man. So this is Flashback Fridays at G-Lew Show. Our special guest, Tracey Lee. I'm G-Lew. That's Queen Jean. And let me take this pause for the cause. I'm going to get into some more music by Tracey Lee, and we'll come back and talk about it some more. It's Flashback Fridays, y'all.
So check it out, y'all. You are listening to the G-Lew Show, and this is DJ Clientele. It's hot, it's happening, it's popping. Tune in, and you're going to get a treat every single time. Word up.
like magic in the form. And still I write magic in this form. Pen game immaculate, the core of the emporium. Add the legal acumen. I forged a consortium. King moved by an African. His own don't applaud him. What if you was with us in the struggle? In the mud down at Howard, BX bucked muscle. When it was hand to hand, Peter Pan with the duffel. When it got out of hand, Calico with the muffle. Discernment was muddled under turmoil and trouble, but I rose from the rubble, now I burn, boil, and bubble. When you escape a point blank to the melon, you get praise for those who ain't allowed to sell it. So even when the world don't love me, fam don't support me, lies conspire, promoters wanna short me. I realize it's just a part of my story, and I receive it all with open arms while I'm yelling glory. They ain't got nothing for me. No weapon form with the story. Come to understand without a testing is no testimony. Even if I fall through it all, I'm still yelling glory. Who's the best? I feel invincible. They think with the flesh, I speak with an inner glow. A luminary, yes, but not without the vitriol. Stick to the script, now I'm prepared for a bigger role. The opposite of the game be misleading when your owners say I for profit. Queen and Sim, let's pose before they crop it. So I clean my lens and through the iris saw the object. Sink or swim, y'all know the rest. Thought I would stop it, did the opposite instead. Bought time, surveyed all the options and connect. Like my home's out the pocket, not a title chief exec, but I'm seen as a threat. I mean the blatant disrespect. With the hatred I become the forebear like student debt. Yes, when you escape a point blank to the melon, you learn to levitate and stay propelling. So even when the world don't love me, fam don't support me, lies conspire, promoters wanna short me. I realize it's just a part of my story, and I receive it all with open arms while I'm yelling glory. They ain't got nothing for me. No weapon form with the story. Come to understand without a testing is no testimony. Even if I fall through it all, I'm still yelling with the raw barbarian, hardball clarion, blue chip shooter from the hips on Marion, lucid Louisiana bar card carrying, stupid, unconventional, all variant. G-Lew, split the Trinity, I'ma own it. Cause the fact I made it this far is a Holy Ghost moment. Yeah, when you escape a point blank to the melon, you learn to elevate and keep excelling. So even when the world don't love me, fam don't support me, lies conspire, promoters wanna short me. I realize it's just a part of my story, and I receive it all with open arms while I'm yelling glory. They ain't got nothing for me. No weapon form with the story. Come to understand without a testing is no testimony. Even if I fall through it all, I'm still yelling glory. Don't love me, fam don't support me, lies conspire, promoters wanna short me. I realize it's just a part of my story, and I receive it all with open arms while I'm yelling glory. They ain't got nothing for me. No weapon form would destroy me. In a state of mind at all times, I gotta give God the glory. But they gon' fuck around and turn me into the old me.
Remembering Tiny Lister, the wrestler and actor best known as neighborhood bully Debo in the Friday movies, has died. Lister was found unresponsive at his California home yesterday. Earlier this year, he tested positive for COVID-19. His manager, who calls him a gentle giant, says 2 weeks ago he complained about breathing issues. The cause of death has not yet been confirmed. Tiny Lister was 62 years old.
He hasn't said much to anybody. He's just walking around pushing people. He's just walking around, huh? Well, right now we're going to take a look at some of the highlights of No Holds Barred.
Look at this guy. Yeah, nigga getting in real trouble and shit. Give it up for my homeboy Debo. Y'all make some noise for Debo out there. Yeah, we putting together that next Friday movie. So y'all be ready for that shit. Look at it. What's happening, baby? Yeah.
Yo, it's working. It's working. Get in the groove and feel my sound. And once you inside, spread yourself around. From the bottom to the top to the bottom. Hell, yo, rock 'em while you still got it. From the bottom to the top to the bottom, man. Yo, rock 'em while I still got it. From the top to the bottom to the top. Yo, flow, get yours, don't stop. Bitch, pop the corks for my squad in New York. Those who sleepwalkers last stand like Custer, the rhyme busters.
run shit under pressure. While they in Italy, we unsolving mystery guards. It ain't hard, leave scars pulling your card out the deck. Flashing, jugglers and neck connect like dots. All them players got vexed for trying to rock back. Pimp hats and Cadillacs, we bringing forth one step from the north. Lights off, now it's time to turn them back. On attack with R&F blood tracks. Son, you lack while you trying to run mad. You sneaking up, turning blight skies black. Overreact, I stick that ass like tack.
Ha, when this yours, L's about to spark this nigga, so get yours. I'ma get mine regardless, biggest for the Tom Hill. Trip to Cancun, bottles of Dawn, flipping grands in the sands, hit tunes. Complete with the whole fleet in embassy suites on beach. Front property with a half of O each and B. No stopping me till I got the keys to a drop top 3, rocking with enlist commodities. Up in this, I play the game to stay paid, maintain, watch niggas fade in and out like Jade and invade. With the O, this could pose a problem. Shit is on lock from top to bottom. We got
from the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. Flow, rock 'em while you still got 'em. From the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. L, yo, rock 'em while I still got 'em. From the top to the bottom, bottom to the top. The big yours and don't stop. No holds barred, MCs get scarred like face. Disgrace, replaced for faking in the first place. Took out, all y'all wanna be MCs, look out. One rhyme of mine, killing anything you pull out. Lyrical ace, lace tracks for a living. Stay black like prison, killing MCs with ease. Nigga please, say the philosophical for Socrates. Coming swift, representing from the bricks. Giving fits to shook up clicks. In the mix, split brains, remain raw like Buster in before. Always getting mine, hey yo, can you get yours? Shooting eyes, mad niggas losing lives. Got doctors telling mothers they lucky their son survives. Words bust, plus you can't stick glue. What's wrong with you? Click sick like flu. I wonder who could fuck around with this round broad bomber, puff stormers, hot like Bahamas. You don't alarm us, all you really do is charm us. You was in with sheepskins and bombers. Now you out while one step's about sipping on and a jet slipping on 5-2. I advise you, my crew backs whatever I do. From the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. Man, yo, rock 'em while you still got 'em. From the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. Flow, rock 'em while I still got 'em. From the top to the bottom, bottom, get top. Yeah, get yours, don't stop.
With the B on, behind this, it's Philly's finest beyond as we keep on. Shine on mics, nigga, like neon. Triple threat, so which one you gonna key on? We on some next shit, no protection. I'm raw dog, hardcore, nigga, more connects than 4. We got it, more than immature, it's the L.I. Coming you out with a new style. Shit to hold it down like new now. The mics I'm leaving, crushed like linen. With ease, and if that shit is a sin, I'm a heathen. And mine bring the heat in, get knee deep in. Feed them hotlines and such, jump and get yours, cause I got mine's what?
Real nigga style, hitting from every angle, far from Star Spangled Banner. No answer for the click, blow minds like scanners rip, mics the bits, rhyme spray like clips, undenying. Stay official while you keep trying and felling. I got your monkey ass selling, all and after death is all I'm yelling. Forever rebelling, lyricist, my fam ain't hearing shit. The killer riff, feedback, we don't need that. Make crews look like Dutches, or an after roughest. Team getting cream till we die, you know how we do.
Nigga true, get the revenue, get in the groove, and feel the sound. And once you inside, spread yourself around. From the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. L's gonna rock 'em while I still die.
Get in the groove and feel my sound. And once you inside, spread yourself around. From the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. One step rock 'em while we still got it. Get in the groove and feel the sound. Once you inside, spread yourself around. From the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. Or in that rock 'em while we still got 'em.
It's working.
Bring it on back.
It's working. It's working. It's working. Come on, it's working. Come on, it's working.
Bring it on back.
It's working. It's working. On the brakes, it's working.
Over there.
Philly town, no doubt, it's working.
Hey, that's my man, Tracey. Hey, that's Tracey Lee right there. That's a cold sample. That's one of my favorites, Tracey. That's one of my favorites. Nights Over Egypt, the Jones Girls, man. I had to play that one, bro. That was a classic. My favorites, my brother. I had to take them back with that one.
Oh,
that's
man,
cold.
Dude,
you had some cold samples.
Hey, it still feels good, man. That record still feels good. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, that's one of my favorites. Definitely one of my favorites. I had to play that. Hey, if you don't mind, let me take another caller. I got my main man from Long checking in with us right quick. Hankster the Gangster.
What's up with it, G-Lew? What's happening, man? I was just checking in, man.
Player. I had to check in with you, man.
Man, I was just checking in on a Friday night, man, sitting up here watching the Lakers and watching, flipping back and forth, man. I was watching Arizona State, man, but I heard you and my man's over there getting down, man. That last track right there was hot, man. You dig what I'm saying? That motherfucker was super hot. The sample was super hot. I remember the sample. That was that New York, you know what I'm saying? It was all cracking, man. That shit was hot.
Appreciate it, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And that record is what, 23 years old, man.
Man, that's crazy.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy. You had me over here grooving. I said, man, that motherfucker there, I remember that shit made me tap in. You dig what I'm saying? I don't usually tap in on Friday. It made me even tap in. I said, shit, fuck that. Let me tap in, man. Let these niggas know they over there winning, man. That's a win-win right there, man. That motherfucker was hot.
It's good to hear your voice.
Who is that? That's the Queen? Shit, what's up, Queen?
That's Queen G.
It's good to hear your voice on a Friday night.
Hey, Queen, man, I love you, man. I forgot that you was even on this motherfucker on Friday. I promise you, I forgot. I said, Queen. Hey, Queen, it's always a pleasure, man. It's always a treat when real players meet, man, whether we in the penitentiary or on the streets. You dig what I'm saying, man? I love y'all, man.
I love it.
Yes, sir.
Love you too, bro.
Man, you my nigga, man. You my inspiration, man. So she my other inspirational leader, man. So, hey, G-Lew, I just want to shout out to you, man. Shout out to my man that's on there with you, man. Hey, bro, I'm not good with names, and plus I'm over here smoking these goosebumps, man. This shit is right here. You hear my voice. You hear me slurring, nigga. You hear me slurring right now. That shit got a nigga on faded.
We got these crazy numbers, brother. You know what I mean?
I don't even know who I am. I don't even know who I am right now. I promise you that. I'm fucked up. Hey, so shout out to you, man. Hey, shout out to you. G-Lew, when you get a chance, man, put that something by the waves on, man. Let the niggas know how we do it, man. I love y'all, man. And we see you Sunday night, man, when the real G's is doing it at.
All right. That's what's up, man.
For sure. Love you, cuz.
Bro.
Much love, Hank.
I love y'all, man.
Peace and love,
we
bro.
out, man. I'm gone.
All right,
love you too, cuz. Yes, sir. Peace out.
All right, that's my big bro, Hank Norman, out of Long Beach. I just had to let him check in right quick. But check this out, Tracey. I ain't done, man. Hold on. I got to hit him with one more classic before we come back and talk about it. Check this one out, though. They forgot about this one, Tracey.
Fuck that, I preach it, my nine reaches, the procedures, can't speak this, Willie shit, flooded pieces, my hand releases, snatches, smacking cabbage, half-ass rappers shouldn't have it, so I grab it, never run, the outcome is usually a beat down brutally, fuck who you be or where you're from, west or east coast, squeeze toast, leave most in the blood they laying in, axe traying them.
Oh shit, I suppose it's time to go skits, flip a line and get the show lit, you clown niggas hold it, down your flow lax, just so you know that, we can battle for days like old cats, black, you're dealing with a throwback, winning like straight jacks, with a wide range of rhymes, tame, my lyrics they bang like migraines, nigga my name's Trey the Terrible, Philadelphia Wild Child incredible, too sick for medical attention, people listen, it's verbal ascension, like Maxwell, many dimensions, float over tracks well, mics in critical condition, killing your max cell, unveil lyrical skills unknown, for my peoples with illegal cell phones and real MCs, let's bring it back home, live from the 215, LR's the backbone, in charge, and heavily armed like Brent Favre, you facade niggas stay down, Biggie make them hit the floor face down.
What? Them rings and things you sing about, bring them out, it's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth, it's more than I expected, I thought your jewels was rented, but they wasn't, so run it, cousin, I can chill, the heat doesn't, ran up in your shell about a dozen, you never see bank life, Frank White, your hand clutching, your chest plate, contemplate, you about to die, nigga, wait, keep your hands high.
If you don't wanna die, keep your hands high, ain't no right or wrong in this game called survive, so you know it's Trey and B.I. Keep scheming on your cream, why try, keep your hands high, you don't wanna die, keep your hands high, ain't no right or wrong in this game called survive, so you know know it's Trey and B.I. G scheming on your queen, why try? Keep your hands high. Hey yo, it's showtime, so I'ma blow nines into your spine. So what's yours is mine. You know what this is. Bag the Benjamins with all your riches. How quickly the millie turns willies to bitches. Controlling your fate, a hole in your plate. Fuck the show dates, I want the whole state. The squad harassing all of y'all niggas who flashing. We doing this to trade leeway. Delay the nigga we spray. No ignoring us, me and the Notorious.
I got a new mouth to feed. I'm due south with keys. Y'all pick seeds out your weed. I watch cowards bleed. Motherfucker, please. It's my block with my rocks. Fuck that hip hop, them 1-2s, and you don't stop. Me and my nigga Lance took him and C's advance. Bought 10 bricks, 4 pounds of weed plants from Branson. Now we lamping, 12-room mansion. Bitches get naked off get money. Players anthem, don't forget one more chance in my other hits, other shit. Niggas spit be counterfeit. Robbery come naturally, in and out like fucking rapidly. Pass the gap to me, make his chest rest where his back should be. Talking blasphemy, blasphemy your family. Rest in coffins often. Frank Wizard, far from softer, fragile. Play hard like Reggie Miller. Rapper, / dope dealer, / gorilla, / illest turn iller.
So nigga, keep your hands high. Run all your so-called possessions. Links with baguettes in. Keys to your Lex, plus the link your shorty's dressed in. A full jack maneuver. Don't nobody move, just the moolah. It's R&F and Junior. Mob running through you like Kahlua. And rum sunny you fly. Niggas with the profile for true lies. You brought out the real nigga in me. Now I'm a cop to send me, watch you strip like Demi. If you don't wanna die, keep your hands high. Ain't no right or wrong in this game called survive. So you know it's Trey and B.I. G scheming on your queen, why try? Keep your hands high. You don't wanna die, keep your hands high. Ain't no right or wrong in this game called survive. So you know it's Trey and B.I. G scheming on your queen, why try? Keep your hands high. If you don't wanna die, keep your hands high. If you don't wanna die, keep your hands high. If you don't wanna die, keep your hands high. If you don't wanna die, keep your hands high. If you don't wanna die, keep your hands high.
Welcome back. Here to perform his hit debut single, It's Party Time. Saying hello to Tracey Lee in the house.
It's party time. Come on. Whoa, it's I will. Yes, it's G-Lew in the flesh. Straight out the bag, pop the tag when the green fresh. In a brass nest with a spit that's seamless. Yep, cold in the mud, but when a breeze that's. Yes, sir, the moniker is ES. Q connoisseur of imported DS. OP assured that it is street speechless. Has it not occurred that your boys are beast yet? Have I not manured on enough of these beats yet? Have you not endured enough of these rejects? No more shall I ignore and leave the people subject. Titty softer than velour, ass rappers y'all deem next. Indeed blessed, think of the effect, the theme left in A City from Philly to BX. Since the foe still fuego, this verse to be that. Steph Curry pulled from 30 more or less, a heat check, I will. I will. Never let you down again. I will. Never leave unannounced again. I will. Never leave you to these clowns again. Right hand in the air, I solemnly swear I will. Never let you down again. I will. Never leave without a sound again. I will. Never leave you to these clowns again. Right hand in the air, I solemnly swear I will. Yes, it's G-Lew in the spot. Hey, Armani clean, Cohiba under flame, Lee rock. It's in my jeans, hope it's on the mean that he rock like July in Dubai, homie kerosene high. And apparently he's not. According to you Grievous with the game, he's pop. And got more egregious, not as lame, but did not see. I pledge an allegiance to remain hip hop. If you ain't really an MC, please watch. Ain't being facetious when I say please stop. The name's still prestigious, so I don't need to drop a album full of features in order for me to pop. Just let the beat knock and
let me be. I can rather chic with my style like them boys from D-Block. Let's see, try broke up, most just stopped. I'm still waiting on Dre to drop Detox, so I promise that I will. I will. Never let you down again. I will. Never leave unannounced again. I will. Never leave you see these clowns again. Right hand in the air, I solemnly swear I will. Never let you down again. I will. Never leave without a sound again. I will. Never leave you see these clowns again. Right hand in the air, I solemnly swear I will. G-Lew in the place to be seen, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Yeah. But the game wasn't meant for me. See too many souls being sacrificed for the right price. But God gave me this gift to uplift, not a plight. It's to take the game to greater heights. This is a paradigm shift, but don't trip. Sit back, buckle up. We about to take flight, and I will. And I will. And I will. I will. Never let you down again. I will. Never leave unannounced again. I will. Never leave you see these clowns again. Right hand in the air, I solemnly swear I will. Never let you down again. I will. Never leave without a sound again. I will. Never leave you see these clowns again. Right hand in the air, I solemnly swear I will.
It's your man, Mr. Cheeks. I want to give a shout out to the G-Lew. So it's going down. Southside Jamaica, Queens, all the way out to the goddamn West Coast. Get it, baby. Let's do it.
What's good? It's your man MC Shan, and you tuned into the G-Lew Show, Flashback Fridays. You already know what it is. 1 time for your mind, 2 times for your soul.
You know, we are back with the legend himself, Tracey Lee, Trey Lee, man. Trey, man, again with these classics, man, and the samples. You know how to just mesh it together, man. I don't know if you had a part in, with the production, but it's like all of the classics, man. You blended it right with the samples or whatever you made with the production, just blended right with what you were doing, and you have timeless classics, man. That I love, me personally, bro.
Listen,
I want to salute you.
Listen, you picking the right joints right now. He in his bag. Okay, I see what you're doing over there, man. Yeah, Will record is crazy, man. I love that record, man. I love that record. Oh my God,
man. Salute to you, man.
But
you made my job easy, bro.
Hey, listen, like, going back to what you were talking about with regards to the production, I definitely, kind of pride myself on, everybody I think, develops a sound, and I kind of pride myself on being able to, even though there's certain things that I do, I don't mess with the pads. I'm not physically on the MP, even though, I'm going to make time to someday do that, but, you know what I'm saying, with arrangements, and with the sound, there's a certain distinct sound that I like on each project that, when I hear it, it's like, man, I need that right there. And I may add, some elements, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially in that record, I put, something I heard, and I asked the producer,
get your puffy on, get your arrangement on.
There you go.
The arranger, get your puffy on.
No. Let's use a better one. Let's say Quincy Jones. Let's not. Yeah, we're gonna tell him.
Okay, there we go. Okay. For sure.
Real.
No, you know what I'm saying? Don't diss the puff.
Clean that up. Let's clean that up. I got you, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Right. But you got it. You hit it right on the head, brother.
Yes, sir. Again, man, I want to thank you. We got a few minutes left, so I want to take this time out to, first and foremost, me personally, thank you for joining us tonight and making this a classic Friday evening, man. Classic, again, all the stories, the knowledge, and your insight on the game, not only sharing with us your music, but all of the your trials and tribulations, your journey, man, the ups and downs, man, the scholarships, the things you have done, man, just that you can teach and be be an inspiration to hip hop, man. These youngsters out here, to let them know that you can be in the game, make it in hip hop, make it in school. You know what I mean? Go to school, get degrees, and make it and be just a great person, a father, a family man. All of these things that we need, especially in today's time in 2020, where we're all falling by the wayside, man. You know what I mean? So I think this is a great Friday, just a great inspiration, man. I want to thank you personally, Trey Lee, myself.
Listen, brother, thank you for having me. Thank you for this platform. You know what I'm saying? We need more brothers like you and you too, Queen, just providing these kinds of platforms so that, people can, hear some alternative things. And it's a shame that it got to be alternative to the norm. You know what I'm saying? Like, any youngsters is listening, man, put the gun down, man. That shit ain't cool no more, man. None of that shit was never cool. You know what I'm saying? It's
Real
talk.
Real talk.
If not now, not now when. You know what I'm saying? Like, this you can do the right thing and you can be morally just and all that and still be cool. Like all the rest of that shit, man, that shit don't even matter, man. You know what I mean? So thank you for the platform. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. Keep doing what you're doing, sister. Absolutely. This shit is needed,
Thank you.
Man, you family now, so I want to thank you again just for coming on here, and it's a family affair now for Tracey. So it's like family here, man. So
yes, sir.
That's what it is, bro. So again, I want to say that I'll let Queen take it over.
I wanted to say blessings to your prosperity, blessings to you and your beautiful family. I know you met your wife at Howard, so your queen, she's beautiful. So blessings to you and your family and your prosperity, and let our audience know where they can follow you at. Give them all your handles so they can get those G-Lew shoes, because those are some dope shoes.
Ooh, yeah,
and yes, those are some dope shoes, and your T-shirts, and also the book. So you can let our audience know where they can get all that, your merchandise from.
Yes, you can go to TraceyLeeMusic.com. That's TraceYlee music.com. Like the Queen said, we got the T-Lees over there, the imported, custom made sneaker, for us, man. It's, shout out to my Urban Wall Street, who I partner with, another brother. And, we giving y'all, and it's not only, quality, it's style, So the T-Lees are over there, the Glory hoodies and T-shirts, and more importantly, the Glory manuscript, which goes hand in hand with the new album that's out there on all streaming platforms called Glory manuscript. Pre-orders are available right now. Hopefully we'll have it, ready to go for order by the 18th of December, which is in another week. And all my handles, I'm on Facebook. Of course, I'm on Facebook as Tracey Lee, but I'm also on Twitter as TRAYLEE at Trey Lee. I'm on what's the other one?
Instagram.
There you go. God, draw blank. I'm on Instagram at Tracey Lee ESQ, TRACEYLEE ESQ. And if you got, iPhone, and if you're invited in, I'm also in the clubhouse at Tracey Lee, at TRACEYLEE in the clubhouse. So, yeah, man. Thank y'all. Like I said, I'm glad you said that I'm family, because that's what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? This right here feels like family, man. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for everything. Appreciate you for the platform. Appreciate you for the conversation. You know what I'm saying? This is beautiful, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We enjoyed you as
bro.
well.
It was. And I'll send you the link so you can, if you want to listen back to it, or I'll put it out there as well, on YouTube or whatever. So I'll send you the links as well, bro.
Yes.
And like I said, thank you again. And Tracey, let me ask you this before you leave. Since you are, a product of hip hop, you're a student of hip hop. What do you think is, and I just want your take on it. But what do you think is the future of hip hop? Where are we going with it now with these youngsters? And of course for Philly as well, because we've seen Philly make a somewhat of resurgence. We had Meek and other brothers like that briefly. But what do you think is the future for hip hop, and what can you say for these youngsters that are pursuing hip hop, or that are in hip hop, or want to keep hip hop alive? Because rap is at the peak right now, but hip hop is somewhere else. So What can you say about
Right.
the future of hip hop briefly before we leave?
Actually, I mean, amongst the darkness, like, and you always like, I'm a student of history, right? You know, amongst the darkness, I think comes the light. So when you got all of these young cats with these young rappers with the senseless, murders, you know what I'm saying? It's like more rappers have died this year than ever before, you know what I mean? And they all young and they all out here misguided, you know what I'm saying? Whether they want the guidance or whether we're not giving it to them, it really doesn't, there's a clear dissension in communication. There's a clear divide in communication, one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? It's all bad. But amongst that, it's gonna I believe that hip hop and if you think about it, everybody has come out and shared their voice in 2020. I'm saying 2020 was the greatest year for hip hop music. You heard everybody from Public Enemy, Grandmaster Caz, Melly Mel, all the way to Lil Baby, Da Baby. You know what I'm saying? You heard everybody's voice this year. Jay, Nas, Jay Electronic. I mean, everybody said something this year. So to me, and based on the times, if you're a student of the game, you also know that, we go through these moments in our lives and these moments in history where, our voices are the most important. So I believe the music is actually in a great space. It's a lot of it. It's a whole lot. Everybody's a rapper. Everybody. But it's I still think it's in a great space because it's out there. It's out there like never before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now you, the consumer, have to do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? And find it. It's right there in your face, though. It ain't like you got to dig too deep. You just got to go in that direction. So that's my take on it, man. I think it's in a great space, man.
Okay, there it is. I just wanted your take on it. That's all. And and for the record, the rundown you gave earlier on hip hop about the LLs and all of that, I totally agree. You know what I mean? To the fullest. LL definitely was the guy, put it on the map. Shout out to Chuck D and everybody else, but LL. Just to run back, because I was off kind of when you guys were having the conversation, but I heard it all, and I totally agree, and for sure. So I just want to tell you that, man, and that's about it. I guess we'll end it right there, ladies and gentlemen. The legendary Tracey Lee, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania spokesman, lyricist, scholar, and veteran, and OG. And legend right here on the G-Lew Show, Flashback Friday. I'm G-Lew. That's Queen Jean. Shout out to our sponsors, BTP Media Group, who made it all happen tonight. Shout out to the Tweed Cadillac, 93.Tweed FMism, Dee Harrison as well. And the Hookah Lounge, catch Dee and the Queen Jean in the Hookah Lounge tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific, on YouTube. And I think that'll end it. Queen Jean, anything else?
No, that's it. Peace and love to everybody. Blessings, and stay prayed up.
That part. We're out of here. Much love, Tracey Lee. Peace and love. We out of here.
Salute.